so excited to dig into today's topic. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about in the entire world, and that is building a soul aligned business. Okay, this is going to be straight channeled because I was like, you know what, God, I just want you to move through me and allow the messages that people are most meant to receive today to move through me. So I'm so grateful to dig into the space. If you are here, you're here for a reason. You're meant to receive this message. So let yourself receive this medicine and allow yourself to just open up and receive. And what feels good in your body is your truth. And then release the rest. That is how life is like we really get to connect to what feels best in our body. And that is our truth. And our truth can change in an instant, but we just allow ourselves to follow what lights us up and release the rest for the time being. So, building and scaling a business that is in alignment with our soul. This is such a powerful and important topic because so often we are building a business that someone else is telling us to do, right? They're telling us, copy and paste this business strategy. And so you do the thing, you copy and paste the business strategy. And then suddenly you're realizing, well, wait a minute, I just made $300 while my business coach was making $300,000. What's happening here? And so this is one of those moments in time where you really get to connect to what is my soul aligned truth and how can I really begin to build and scale in alignment with what my soul came here to build. Because what you came here to build is going to be different from what someone else came here to build. We are not meant to be cookie cutter versions of each other. We are meant to truly build a business that's in alignment with our soul. And so that's what I think is so powerful about each of us dropping into these bodies is we came here with a divine purpose for being here. And I want to start to take some of the pressure off of the word purpose because I think so often we think, oh my gosh, I have to have one purpose for being here. So I have to have it all figured out in order to build the thing that I want to build. And the answer is no, you don't. Here's what's really powerful about that. You're meant to build what feels most expansive in the moment. And so what that means is that really truly allows you to start to connect to, okay, if I'm meant to build what's most in alignment with me now, then I can start, as I shift, my purpose will shift as well. So I'm going to give you an example. So when I first started to actually build something that was in alignment with my soul, I was realizing, okay, here's kind of my step-by-step process, what I did to kind of figure out what I wanted to do when I was really lost. So I was in corporate. I found myself, you know, for 15 years working in marketing, getting the next greatest title, getting the next, you know, raise, this, that, and the other. And I just started feeling more and more empty. And so what I was realizing was there's got to be something more. Like I just kept feeling like there has to be something more. And I was feeling more and more frustrated every day I was at that job. Like I wanted to drop kick my computer screen and throw it out the window and just flip off all my coworkers, even though I loved them. I was just in that angry state. Like I just knew that there was friction happening, right? And if my coworkers, my old coworkers are listening in, you know that I love you because I still am like so deeply connected with them. We've got group texts. I freaking love them as humans, as souls. But the energy that I was in was very low vibration. So, someone would come over to my desk and I'd be like, what? But that was my energy telling me that it was not in alignment with my soul. So what did I do? I started to explore myself. So what that looked like when I first started was actually taking quizzes online. I started to take quizzes to just better understand like what lights me up because I'm a generator by human design. And that means it's really powerful for me to react to something. So if someone says, where do you want to go to dinner tonight? I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. But if someone's like, do you want this restaurant or that restaurant? I'm immediately like, absolutely yes. And ew, absolutely no. Like there's an energy behind when I'm given options. And so for me, that was a really powerful tool because I took this quiz. I got all these different, like, you would be amazing at. And I remember receiving like healer, singer, actress, minister, motivational speaker, life coach, counselor, you know, all of these titles were coming up. And I remember having like a lot of fear around some of them. Like, I don't know if I could ever do that. And then others were really interesting. So the safe bet at that moment in time, which was about 5 years ago, when I was like, okay, what feels safe? What feels something that I could just start to learn about? I'm a little curious about. And that was life coaching. So I decided to actually um, start to learn from other life coaches. I ended up signing up with this guy. It was like life coaching boot camp is how I started, right? And I stumbled upon him. It felt right. I leaned in and it was really, really beautiful because from there, I was able to start to build my business. I started to gain some confidence around like, how do I set up behind the scenes stuff so that I can lean into, the way that I want to lead sessions and things of that nature. So that really helped me with like behind the scenes. And then I was able to hone in on my craft. Now, the beautiful thing about me building in soul alignment was each of these are breadcrumbs, right? So I was building the first step, taking the quit. Actually, the first step was realizing I was totally unhappy in my job. Second step, well, what could make me happy? Third step, follow that, see where it leads you, see if it does make you happy. And then I kept building on top of that. So I built this coaching business. And then from there, it was like this full year of just like learning. Like I just like threw myself into so much learning. I was interested in Reiki. I was interested in shamanism. I was interested in breath work. I was just all of a sudden, all of these like certifications started coming into my awareness about like, ooh, it wasn't even about the piece of paper that told me I could do it. It was about, I just want to learn from a master in their craft, right? Like, I just want to learn from someone. I want to learn how to heal myself. And then I realized, oh my God, that was so powerful. I want to bring that into my sessions, right? Like, that just changed my life. And now I have all these tools in my toolkit to help bring that into my sessions. So that's what was so powerful is that if someone was like, you're going to be a shaman and a business intuitive and you're going to be tapped into like your psychic ability, I would have been like, I'm sorry, what? Like that would have been too much for me to handle at that moment in time. So I'm actually very grateful that I built it in alignment with my soul in the divine timing that my soul was ready to reveal things to me. And in order to do that, I had to connect to my body and tell me what feels expansive versus what feels constricting, right? Because I knew that marketing at that moment in time, marketing at an agency for brands that I didn't necessarily care about, like their vision, their mission wasn't really in alignment with my vision and my mission, so it just felt like constricting and another to do and heavy. Versus when I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can, like, guide someone into being happier. I can guide someone into finding their own passion and purpose for being here." Like, oh my gosh, that feels so expansive. That feels so exciting. Starting this podcast was the same feeling where I was like, "Oh my gosh, I feel ready. I feel expanded. My whole chest is lit up. It feels like I've got butterflies moving through me. I've got energy and the vitality that I need to build the thing that I came here to build." So when you notice that your energy feels expanded, it's expanding for you so that you have the vitality to build what your soul came here to build. That's why it's so important to follow your energy. Your energy is quite literally expanding for you to build. Your body is telling you, here's all the energy you need to follow your soul's purpose in this moment, your soul's current purpose. And so that's that expanded feeling. It's like God winking at you. The God within you is winking and saying, yep. And now we got the energy to do it. You found the right piece. Now let's build it, right? This is the next greatest puzzle piece. Now let's put it together. And so that's what's so powerful about that body testing it, muscle testing it, energy testing it is simply saying, like, does that feel like it's in alignment with me or does it feel constricting? And so that's what's going to allow you to build in alignment with your soul because you came here for a very specific reason. And what you came here to build is very different from what someone else came here to build, what I came here to build. We are meant to build it in alignment with our soul because we have a very specific mission. And I think that's where a lot of people get kind of tripped up in coaching around like business coaching and business strategy is that we're starting to say like, oh, if that worked for someone else, like they built their business and made 6, 7, 8 figures doing that. If I copy and paste it, then I'll make 6, 7, 8 figures doing that. And then we do it, we copy and paste it, and we realize, well, why am I making 12 cents and this person's making $1 million? What's wrong with me? And it's like, actually, nothing is wrong with you. What you're witnessing is that it's not in alignment with your soul. So that example is if you're a morning person and someone's telling you, or something like someone else is like, I'm making 7, 8, 9 figures taking all my calls at night because I'm a night owl. And you're like, well, apparently taking calls at night makes me 9 figures, 8 figures. I'm going to start taking calls at night. And then you do, and you're like, why don't I have the energy for this? It's because your body, your energy, your soul is telling you that strategy is not meant for you, which is why it's so important to connect to your intuition and to let yourself be guided by your intuition as you're building your soul aligned business. This gives you the vitality to build. This drops you into your passion and purpose. This allows your soul to become the lighthouse to begin to magnetize in partnerships, clients, soul aligned connections so that those miracle people come into your space. The miracle opportunities are magnetized into your space. And those are the things that allow your business to scale so much faster because no one can teach you a miracle strategy. The miracle strategy for you is the thing that is most in alignment with your soul, and it is magnetized into another counterpart that is in alignment with your soul, right? It is your unique soul's blueprint that's pushing out into your auric field, and then it's asking something that is in alignment with that to magnetize in and connect to that. And so what's in alignment with my soul is going to be different from what's in alignment with yours. So if you're taking what's in alignment with my soul and you're pushing it out into your auric field and saying, bring me more of this, you're going to attract that and you're going to be like, well, why doesn't this feel right? I'm getting all these opportunities, but I don't have the energy to build it. And I'm actually really tired because it's 9 p.m. and my one-on-one just showed up. And why is this not working for me? Why am I making $12? Because you're energetically blocking it. Your energy is telling you something really powerful right now, which is it's not alignment with my soul. It's not in alignment with my soul, or you have a block there, right? Because maybe something is really in alignment with your soul. Maybe you're like, I do have the business of my dreams. I finally figured out what it is that I do love to do, but I'm not getting paid what I know that I'm worthy of making, right? That's a block that's in the way that just needs to move so that you can receive what your soul knows that you're worthy of receiving, right? And so that's a whole another topic, wealth energetics that we can tap into, but it is telling you something, right? If you know what you came here to do and you're not making what you desire to make, that's another powerful information data point for you to be like, "Ooh, this is my next greatest thing to build so that I can scale my soul aligned business." Because it's one thing to know what your soul aligned business is and to start to build it. And then to scale it, we have to heal everything that's in the way of our soul's desire. Because every single level is asking us to take a step outside of our comfort zone. And when we hit that self imposed barrier, because our parents tell us we have to stay here to be safe, society, our business coaches tell us we have to do it this way to be in sync with how to make money, but we're hitting a wall and we're like, why is it there? It's because you're hitting the wall because that is your next greatest breakthrough. You're not hitting the wall to say, oh, this is how the world operates. I guess I'll unpack my bags here. You're hitting the wall because this is your next greatest breakthrough. And so it's about actually breaking down that wall to get to the next most expanded version of you. And then the next most expanded version of you. When I was launching this podcast, I had so much moving through me, so much fear moving through me when I was launching this podcast. And I was like, what is that? Like, I talk on Facebook Lives all the time, or I talk on Instagram Lives all the time. Like, what's going on? And I realized it's because I was hitting a wall. And what that was it was a childhood memory of me having a microphone, my voice going flat while I was singing, and a lot of people laughing and making fun of me. So I was like, oh, it's not safe to use a microphone. Like, I just internalized that story into my body. Right. But at the same time, I was doing something that was in alignment with my soul. But then my ego told me to stop. So I stopped for 20 years. So no wonder when I went to go launch a podcast with a microphone, all of a sudden this thing that had to move came into my awareness because I was ready to move it. This is how we get into deeper and deeper soul alignment, is by moving everything and every story that's in the way of what we want. We're going to receive that information about our next greatest thing to move so that we can move it to expand into our next greatest version of our authentic self. Yeah. Wow, this is also channeled. So, what's coming through is to just start to recognize, am I running someone else's marathon? Am I running someone else's race? Or is this in alignment with my soul? So this is why I always tell people pause. One of the best ways to speed up is to slow down for a second. Am I running in the right direction? And by right, quote unquote right, I mean, are you running in your soul's direction, in the direction that your soul desires to go? Because your coach may be going left, but your soul is like, I want to go straight. I want to go diagonal to the right, or I want to go diagonal to the left. And it's about really connecting to the juiciest point of attraction for your soul. Like, ooh, that one feels juicy. So I'm going to follow that one. So it's allowing you to drop into your deepest level of truth so that you can speed up, so that you can build in alignment with your soul. That's how you quantum leap, is when you're in alignment in your soul and you're healing everything that's in the way of what you want, because it's weighing you down. And the second you get that out of the way, all the stories, all the stuff that's in the way of what you want, you suddenly jump up in vibration. And then you're in alignment with what you want to call in, the one-on-one clients, the group coaching program, the membership, the evergreen digital course, whatever it is that you're building, that you're scaling, whatever your soul is most desiring to bring into your awareness, into your space. This is you healing what's in the way of receiving the people that are meant to step into your space. And when we do this deep healing work, it is of the utmost service to humanity. Because when we pause and we wait for perfect, it is such a disservice to humanity. We came here with gifts that we are meant to give back into humanity, which is why the healing work is so important, because it gives us the vitality to be able to show up, build, and support and impact humanity the way that we desire most. So that is why I love to talk about wealth energetics. That will be another podcast episode specifically about wealth energetics, because that is its whole other beast in the most incredible way. So if you want me to talk about wealth energetics, DM me on Instagram. I am at Christina Deering, or at I am Christina Deering. So DM me there at I am Christina Deering. If you want me to start talking more about wealth energetics, I'm absolutely going to do that. And that is something that I know when we start to do the work around wealth energetics, it allows us to show up with both feet for the people we desire to serve. Because if we are not paid abundantly for the thing that we desire to do, we don't have the energy and the vitality to serve the way that we desire to, because we've got another job here and another job here and another job here, and we're halfway in, we've got a toe in versus both feet in. And that is you fully dropping into your most expanded, abundant, worthy self and building with the vitality that is in alignment with your soul, thus attracting more and more and more of what's in alignment with you. So I hope that this was supportive today. I absolutely love you so much. Thank you for dropping in today, for receiving this medicine. If you came here today, you knew that your soul was desiring to receive something magical in this space. So please take a screenshot. I absolutely love hearing what resonates with you most. It allows me to build more and more for you, because this is my embodied truth, but I want to know what you want. I want to know what's lighting you up. I want to know what's giving you the energy to build what you came here to impact humanity with. So please share with me your greatest takeaways, the thing that's resonating with you most, and I will build more of that.